They were at the concert at the time of the tragic shooting. Karen and Rusty, I'm so glad you're okay. Karen, I'll start with you. Walk us through the moment when you first heard the gunshots.
We were sitting in our seats in the Neon Lounge area, the VIP section, that was just to the right of the stage. And we were sitting in our seats. Actually, I think we were standing up listening to Jason Aldean, and we heard a lot of pops consecutively. And at first we thought they were possibly fireworks, and looked up and realized there weren't any fireworks in the air, so we weren't sure what was happening until we heard them again.
And Rusty, what did you do once you heard them again? When did you realize what this was?
Well, I still didn't know what it was, but the second volley of shots is when the artists ran off the stage. And then we stood up, and then, it was kind of a cadence to everything. 20, 30 seconds later, there was another volley of shots, and that's when it was obvious there was firearm. So we weren't sure what to do, and it sounded like they were coming in the main entrance, so she hid, and I went running over, because based off everything that's happened recently, you would assume there's multiple people with firearms, and they're shooting unarmed civilians. So I didn't want to stand there and just wait for them to come to us. So went running over. There was no one there. The fence was still up. No security to be found. I think they're out dealing with it. But it's pretty confusing, too, because we didn't hear anybody shooting back, which, if you think about someone attacking you, you would assume those, the armed officers would be shooting back. Now we understand why, but it didn't make sense at the time.
Right, because he was obviously more than 30 stories up in the hotel a block away. Karen, you were hiding. Tell us about that. Where did you hide?
So we were sitting in rows of bleachers, and I don't know how many stairs we were up, but as soon as I saw Jason Aldean run off the stage, we just hit the deck, and I was crouching as low as possible with the people that were also in my row. And when you're there for 3 days, you tend to know the people around you, and so we were all kind of taking care of each other and just hit the deck as low as we could, and I was trying to make myself as small as possible, and I was going to try to fit myself actually under a seat if I could, but at that point in time is when Rusty came back and found me, and we were able to run from the area.
And Rusty, how were the people around you?
Amazing. I mean, it's unfortunate that it takes the worst of America to also see the best of America. Everybody was helping each other. It was all over the board. Some people didn't believe it was real. Some people thought it was fireworks. Some people thought it was a speaker. Some people were in shock and couldn't believe it was really happening. And then, of course, unfortunately, you look down on the main floor, and everyone was covering, but there was no cover. They were all exposed. So you didn't know if somebody was shot or if they were laying down. So it was time for us to get out of there. Came back and got him. And along the way, we saw a gunshot in an arm. A lady that her husband was shot, and she wasn't sure where he was. So we just tried to get everybody to safety. And then you start hearing panic stuff. We got by the Tropicana when someone was concerned there was another shooter there, and people were screaming and running out of the hallway. So we just made it back to the hotel and got as many people out as we could at the same time. And pretty amazing what all these people stepped up and did for each other last night.
For sure.
Incredible. Karen, I imagine you guys have been spending a lot of today on the phone telling people who love you that you're okay.
Absolutely. It's been a little difficult to catch up between social media and phone and text, and we have reached out to our loved ones, and we let them know immediately. I'm lucky enough to have family in town here to support. And so we did get to reach out to those that are concerned about us the most, and we've been very grateful for that.
And Rusty, you touched on this a bit, but we've heard some incredible stories of heroism, people covering each other with their bodies, taking the bullets for other people, unbelievable displays of heroism to whisk their fellow neighbor off to safety.
Yeah, it was just amazing, and I can't tell you how much of it I saw because it was all around us. And it didn't matter, I've heard about people being trampled, but I didn't see it. I saw everybody picking someone up if they got tripped or knocked down. I mean, it was really amazing. And we saw the same thing. There were already people carrying each other, trying to get them out of harm's way. If a vehicle was leaving, people were just jumping in. It was just amazing. I mean, it's what I said earlier. It was the best and the worst of our country all at one time last night. But, our condolences. All those who were lost. It's a tragic. It shouldn't happen. And all those who were injured, but really proud of 30,000 Americans coming together and helping each other out. It was amazing to see. That's why we're so great.
Karen Mansholt and Rusty Dees, we're so glad you're okay. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jake.